Hello. Good morning. And how are you today, students? I hope you had a very good weekend. Well, today we're going to be studying math again. Last week we had quite an interesting topic looking at multiples. And this week we're looking at something quite similar. We're looking at times 10. So get your learner's book. That's all we'll be needing today, and probably your notebooks. Yes, we will need notebooks. Get your learner's book, get your notebooks, and your pencils, erasers, sharpeners, everything you need, just like you're in the class. Please get them all together and we'll start the lesson. Just in case you don't have everything, go ahead and pick them. Pause the video, pick all you need, and make sure you stay focused till the end, okay? All right, just before we start the lesson, let's have a little quiz and see if we can remember the things we did last week. We learned how to put numbers in order from smallest to biggest and also from biggest to smallest. We also learned how to round numbers to the nearest 10 and 100. We learned also how to use the greater and equal signs. So let's have this quick pop-up quiz and write the answers in your notebooks. Remember, open a fresh page, write today's date, 14 to 21. 14 to 21. That's the date right up there. So write the date and pop up quiz. Okay, pop up quiz. Then you write these answers, just 3 questions. Write the answers and then take a picture, of course, and send them to me as you usually do on K12. So if you have to pause the video, please do, so that you will be able to finish this and send your answers to me just as we said. Okay, so today we will be studying times 10, just like we said earlier. It is about multiplying numbers by 10. We have been learning how to multiply numbers by 10 in about the last 2 weeks. By now, I know you understand the multiples of 10. You understand how to multiply numbers by 10. You understand also that when numbers are multiplied by 10, they become 10 times bigger. Now we have a short video that will show us more about what happens to a number when we multiply by 10. How does the number move on the place value chart? Now let's see the video.
Let's talk about multiplying by 10. So when we multiply by 10, it's really important to know what is happening to the number that we're multiplying. And what we do when we multiply something times 10 is we make it 10 times bigger. So if we are multiplying 5 times 10, we are going to make that 5 10 times bigger than it is. Now, when we make something 10 times bigger, we can imagine a place value chart like I've written here. So you've probably seen a place value chart before. This column, this stands for tens, and this stands for ones. So let's take a look at what's happening here. We have 5 ones. When we multiply that 5 by 10, we make it 10 times bigger. So the 5 is going to move one column to the right, or sorry, to the left, one column to the left. So this 5 is going to move over to the tens place. Now we have an empty space in the ones, so we fill that with a 0. And this gives us 50. Now let's try with another one. Let's try with 9 times 10. So this 9 is 9 ones, isn't it? Now when we multiply by 10, we move the 9 one place to the left because we're making it 10 times bigger. So the 9 is going to come over to the tens place. Now we have an empty space in the ones, so we'll fill that with a 0, and we get 90. Now, sometimes you might have heard that when you multiply by 10, you can just add a 0. And you can when you're multiplying a whole number times 10. So that is something that you can use. However, I just want you to be careful because once you get into older grades and you start multiplying decimals times 10, this just add a 0 no longer works. And if you haven't learned decimals yet, don't worry too much about this part. But if you have, you might find this explanation a bit interesting. So if we take 1.5 times 10, can we just add a 0 and make it 1.50? No, we can't, because 1.50 and 1.5 are the exact same. They have the same value. They both have 1 1 and 5 tenths. So when we start multiplying decimals by 0, we find out that we have to shift everything one place to the left. So 1.5 actually becomes 15 because we're shifting that 5 over into the ones place and shifting the 1 to the tens place. So again, if you haven't learned decimals, don't worry about this, but I do just want you to understand why we want to think in terms of place value rather than a trick of just adding a 0. Okay, so let's go through the tens facts. So you can say them with me. 10 times 1 is 10. 10 times 2 is 20. 10 times 3 is 30. 10 times 4 is 40. 10 times 5 is 50. 10 times 6 is 60. 10 times 7 is 70. 10 times 8 is 80. 10 times 9 is 90. And our last one, 10 times 10 is 100. Now I want to give you just a quick challenge because I think you're up for a challenge. Let's draw our place value chart again. This time I'm going to include the hundreds place as well. So here is my ones, my tens, and my hundreds. So it's a little crooked, but that's okay. Okay, so we know that when we multiply a number by 10, we shift the digits one place to the left. So how might this look if I multiplied 17 times 10? So let's start with 17 in our place value chart. That's 1, 10, and 7 ones. When we multiply by 10, what happens? Well, this 1 is going to go to the hundreds place, isn't it? The 7 is going to go into the tens place. And then we have a blank space in the ones, which we're going to fill with a 0. So we get 170. So you can use this strategy when you multiply any number times 10. Just remember, all the digits shift one place to the left. I hope you enjoyed this strategy and be sure to check back very soon for more multiplication strategy videos. Have a great day.
Wow, that was a very nice video there showing us how the numbers move on the place value chart when a number is multiplied by 10. Now at the end of today's lesson, we want to see how our numbers become 10 times bigger. And we want to really understand that all numbers multiplied by 10 become 10 times bigger. Of course, by now, I know you must have been able to recite a 10 times table, but again, we will review the 10 times table. At the end of today's lesson, you must be able to recite it. And finally, word problems. When you're given a word problem that has to do with 10 times table, we should be able to solve it. Today's vocabulary will be saying words like Lots of. Can you say that after me, please? Lots of. Lots of. Well, that means a number of objects in a group. For example, 5 lots of 10 means a group of 5 objects in 10 different places. For example, a group or a bunch of bananas, that a bunch of 5 bananas. We have 5 bananas in one bunch. If we have that same bunch of bananas in 10 places, we can say 5 lots of 10. It means 5 is the group of bananas and in 10 places, 10 different bunches. Multiplied by. Can you say that after me, please? Multiplied by. Multiplied by. It means to take or to make a number greater. For example, multiply 5 by 2. We are making the answer greater. Our answer will not be 5 again. It will not be 2 as well, but we are making 5 greater by 2 times. 5 multiplied 2 is 10. Now 5 has been increased, is now greater. It's now 10. Now 10 times bigger means we increase the value of a number by 10. 10 times. We increase the value of a number by 10. Alright, 10 times bigger caterpillar we have here. Let's do a little bit of brainstorm. Remember that we said that any number we multiply by 10 becomes 10 times bigger. So let's see these questions. What numbers did we multiply by 10 to get the numbers on the caterpillar? What number did we multiply? For each one of them, you have to write the answer. What number did we multiply to get 10? Or what number did we multiply by 10 to get the 10 in the yellow box or the yellow circle? What number did we multiply by 10 to get 20? What number did we multiply by 10 to get 30? Okay, so can you tell what numbers we multiplied by 10 to get all those numbers in the caterpillar? Good if you can. Now, the second one says, which number is 10 times bigger than 36? What's the number that is 10 times bigger than 36? If you have such a question as that, what would you do? What number is 10 times bigger than 36? It means make 36 to be 10 times bigger. Can you do that? In 5 to 10 seconds, you should be able to get the answer to that. The third question says, what is 10 lots of 21? Remember, we explained what lots of means. 10 lots of 21. 10 pencils in a pack and in 21 different places. 10 pencils in only one pack, and we have the pencils in 21 different places. How many pencils do we have altogether? Were you able to answer the questions? Okay, if you wish not to cheat but to answer all the questions, then pause the video and do that, okay? Now let's see if you were correct. What numbers did we multiply by 10 to get the numbers on the caterpillar? For 10, we multiplied by 1. 10 times 1 is 10. 10 times 2 is 20. So the numbers we multiplied by 10 to get the number on the caterpillar, or all the numbers on the caterpillar, are the ones in the white circles. For 100, we multiplied by 10. To get 90, we have to multiply 10 times 9. To get 80, we have to multiply 10 times 8. Now you understand, right? The numbers we multiplied by 10 to get the numbers on the caterpillar are the ones in the white circles. 2. Which number is 10 times bigger than 36? It only means 36 multiplied by 10. and the answer is 360. Remember that any number multiplied by 10 becomes 10 times bigger. So 36 multiplied by 10 is 360. In case you see any question as such, you should know that you will need to multiply. 3. What is 10 lots of 21? We mentioned the lots of 10 pencils in 21 different places. Just multiply 10 by 21. We have 210. Do you notice that the answers we have on number 2 and 3 end with zeros? And do you also notice that all the numbers on the caterpillar end with 0? So let me ask you this question. The multiples of 10, do they always end with a 0? Yes or no? Okay, great job if you said yes. Yes, multiples of 10 always end with a 0 because we keep counting in tens. Now let's try to solve some word problems. Now this is the part I know that you may need to do a little bit of critical thinking, but if you relax and try to understand, you will get the answers correctly. This is our 10 times table. We have our 10 times table right here. 10 multiplied by 1 is 10. 10 multiplied by 2 is 20. Now you know that all these numbers are the multiples of 10. We said that in the last lesson, that was last week. Now our question says 1 ream of paper is 4 centimeters thick. Now 1 ream is just one of these paper boxes you see here. Just 1 ream is 4 centimeters thick. Now it says, how thick will 10 reams of paper be? 10 reams. Assume that we have 10 reams of paper here. Only one is 4 centimeters. How thick will 10 reams be? Okay, 10 packs. How thick will everything be all together? What do you need to do? Did you get the answer? I want you to do it. Don't just look. Don't just listen. Try. Make an attempt to get the answer, okay? Okay, good. Now let's go on to the next one. It said there are 6 apples in a bag. Look at the bag containing 6 apples. How many apples are we going to have in 10 bags? So only one of this bag has 6 apples. If we had 10 of these bags, 10, and there were 6 apples in each of them, how many apples would we have all together? Can you think of the answer? Okay, this is a pack of pens. It has 8 pens in it. It's a pack and it's got 8 pens in it. So let's assume that we had these 8 pens in 10 different places, 10 packs of pens. How many pens will we have all together? This is 1 pack. In your imagination, we have 2 packs. How many will that be all together? Now let's make the 3rd pack. How many will the 3 packs be all together? Now let's make 4 packs. How many will 4 packs be all together? So up to 10 packs. The question says, how many pens are we going to find in 10 packs? Did you get the answer? All right. If you wish to do this, what I encourage you to, so that you can understand in case you have something like this in your exam, which of course I know you will, take some time out and write the answers, okay? Pause the video, take some time out, write the answers. Now check your answers. Let's check your answers. Only this single ream of paper is 4 centimeters and I have 10 of them. It means if one is 4, the second one too must be 4, right? 4 plus 4 is 8. The third one must be 4. 8 plus 4 will be 12. If I don't want to keep adding 4, I will just simply say 4. Since I have 10 packs, I'll just simply say 4 multiplied by 10. So 10 reams will be 4 centimeters for just one pack. Multiply by the 10 reams of paper. I'll have 40 centimeters. Now the second one says 6 apples in one bag. I have 10 bags. The second bag will contain 6 apples as well. So if I add 6 plus 6, I'll have what? 12. Good job. Now for the third one, I will have another 6 apples, right? So if I have again 6 plus 6 plus 6, that's what? 18. But if I don't want to go on ahead to keep adding 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 in 10 places, I can simply say 6 multiplied by 10. And that gives me 60 apples in 10 bags altogether. I hope you understand that, students. Good. Now, the third says a pack of pen has 8 pens. This is our 8 pens. And it says that we have 10 different packs. So just like we said the other time, one pack has 8. The second pack will have 8 plus 8. That will make 16. The third pack will have another 8. So we have to add 16 plus 8. The fourth pack again will have another 8 pens in it. But instead of having to add 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8 up to when we get to 10 packs, we can just simply say 8 pens multiplied by 10 packs, and we have 80 pens. That was quite simple, right? Good. Now, what have we learned today? We learned that any number multiplied by 10 becomes 10 times bigger. We've also seen that we've seen how to solve 10 times word problems, just like the one we just did now. And we can recite the 10 times table. Make sure you try to do that recitation immediately after this lesson, okay? It's been a great job multiplying by 10, and it's super easy, yeah? All right, well done, students. Now, what's the next thing we have to do? Now, try to solve your learner's book pages number 90 to 91. It's all about multiplying by 10. Once you read and understand the questions, you will know what to do. Some of it might be to divide, but most of it will be to multiply. So attempt the questions, at least solve page 90 of your learner's book. Remember, your notebooks, write on it times 10. That's the topic, and the date 14 to 21, and LB page 90 to 91, as we always do. Don't forget that. So solve the questions. When we come live on the live session tomorrow, we'll have a review on it and see the corrections, okay? All right, students, thank you so much for your time, and do have a great day. Bye.